I'm Professor Sudip Patra from Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. I teach courses in complexity economics, behavioral economics and related stuff, mathematical economics. And today I'll be very glad to share my experience and my thinking in BA economics course in public policy schools and other places at our country's context as well as international context. Well, I will say that BA economics in today's world needs to be much more diverse and interdisciplinary in nature. In our country, we have great schools, Delhi School of Economics, for example, which were very much influenced by Oxford and Cambridge systems earlier. But nowadays, we need to break away and we need to think about the complex adaptive systems thinking in the world. And based on that, our economics course also need to evolve. And I will say that from my own experience, I'm seeing that there is introduction to various areas in economics which was not there earlier. For example, behavioral economics, complexity economics, various data science inputs and field studies inputs which are coming in. So overall, it's a very exciting time. You see that today economics is becoming a very challenging subject. After financial crisis of 2007 and pandemic and so on, people's trust on the theory of economics and methodology of economics is again put to test. And therefore, I think it is high time that we assure students that there is nothing to get deterred, there is nothing to get demotivated. Rather, the field of economics is opening up. There are various interesting things which are coming up, which will help you to move to other occupations with much more confidence than you did earlier. For example, you can think about consultancy, you can think about government jobs, you can think about policy bodies, joining think tanks, and definitely higher studies. And I will say that interdisciplinary nature of teaching and research is going to play the most important role in that direction. Well, I will say that nowadays with new education policy in place, there are options for students to opt out after a few years of their study, or whether they would like to continue for the completion of the honors degree. Now, the honors degree definitely is a bit more academic in nature, and therefore it will have that rigor. And as I was telling you before, that in UK or other places, towards the end of the BA degree, or B.Sc degree for that matter, students would like to do dissertations, and dissertations will be very research focused. So that kind of difference will come between general BA degree and BA honors degree. But definitely this research angle that students can undergo, that will help them to move forward in their career, whether in consultancy and public policy jobs as well as in higher studies. As I was saying earlier, that nowadays we really need to evolve. You see that if you go back 10 years, 25 years past, to all the other great schools, then the syllabus would look very different from today's syllabus. So earlier, by BA economics, we would mainly mean very standard neoclassical economic stuff and mathematical economics, introduction to that, and particularly then going into various anthropological, historical, that kind of qualitative analysis, which are very important. There is no doubt about that. But today, BA economics course, as far as I see from my own teaching experience, is becoming much more diverse and becoming much more challenging in some sense. As I said, that economics is a very evolving subject nowadays. So economists always need to kind of make them updated and see that how they can contribute to the problems in this complex adaptive world. And from that perspective, the BA economics course has evolved a lot. There are different angles coming in. For example, behavioral economics, for example, experimental economics, even in good places in the world, where field study is a very important element. And then certainly complexity economics, one area that I teach, which brings in various interdisciplinary aspects from other sciences like evolutionary biology to natural sciences, and try to customize that in the direction of economic thinking. So BA economics course has evolved a lot, and definitely there will be peer reviews and various feedbacks coming from the other universities to keep on enriching your course outline. That is also very important. Well, in India, I will definitely say that economics traditionally has been looked upon as a good area of study. There's no doubt about that. But again, given that we are facing a lot of challenges nowadays, both good and bad, for example, financial crisis, pandemic, but along with this, definitely the problems of growth and development, underemployment, unemployment in our countries. Therefore, on one hand, economics is still giving a lot of diversity, still giving a lot of new comparative age thinking to students to start their career. I know there are various students of mine who would like to take this opportunity to do good honors in economics and then move into finance or business studies also as other alternatives. Not everyone would like to go for higher studies in economics, so that route is also open. So overall, I will say that on one hand, there is a lot of opportunities, but students also need to be proactive and take up the challenge. So economics is becoming a very interesting bridge between other subjects also nowadays. So it is not necessary that once you do BA economics, you need to pursue higher studies in economics only. I have many students who are pursuing areas in finance or in corporate management or various other business studies, actuarial science and so on. So I will say that the portfolio of choice which is coming to students after doing a good honors is expanding over time. So definitely they can continue on economics, and also I will say that economics itself is becoming such a diverse and heterogeneous subject that you can have a lot of opportunities. For example, you need not to study only a standard MA economics or a PhD in economics. There are various applications of economics coming up. You can study different subjects where economics also play an important role. So diversity is increasing over time. Nowadays, there are two broad areas that comes to my mind. One is certainly understanding, human problems. That's very important. That students need to be empathetic. Students need to kind of resonate well with the problems that human beings are facing, our ecology overall is facing. Without that empathy, study of economics really doesn't make sense, at least to me. But along with this, there are various other technical skill sets that students need to develop. For example, whether you are studying a BA economics or a B.Sc economics, some amount of data science, some amount of mathematical skills, some amount of computer technology skills, interface between technology and humanities, one may say, that is very important. So there is a continual upgrading which is needed for students, and I'm sure that nowadays modern universities are coming up with those kind of opportunities. But again, we need to be proactive. We need to look for those opportunities and sharpen our skill. And definitely, last but not the least, we are entering an AI age, and it is still not very clear that how AI will play out in the career and job market and so on. There's a lot of anxiety. I'm sure many philosophers like Harari and others have been warning us on that. So yes, for that also students need to upgrade their skills all the time. I will say that I would like to get back to my own research and own teaching a bit. I work in a very interdisciplinary area, which is often known as quantum-like framework and complexity science. A quantum-like framework is an interface between quantum science, one may say, and decision science with the perspective of philosophical and mathematical modeling. So it is surprising that this kind of interdisciplinary areas are also getting well within humanities and social sciences, and there's a good amount of work happening in these areas all over the world. We are building strong networks with scientists and researchers all over the world. So I think that this will play an important role in changing the nature of studying economics over time.